Okay, Ron, we're back again, and I got another question, of course. And that question is, Ron, if time is not linear, does that mean that the planets in our solar system are not actually millions of miles away from each other?
I'm not sure what time has to do with distance, so there's neither of them are real. We create time on the Earth as the rotations of the Earth, and in seasons and so forth for locations from the sun. Um, so when you talk about linear time has to do with a um, a timeline. A timeline begins and ends. Um, I'm in a timeline myself. When I was born, then I go through my experiences in Earth, and then at the end of my life, then that's when my timeline ends. Now, linear time then has a beginning and an ending, but it's not real because there is no time. It's all one. mm, It's all one time. How do you say this without getting confused? Um, but time is circular, so you're always moving in the circle. Sometimes you're going away, and then sometimes you're coming back to the top. That's the circular thing, and that's what the life cycle is all about. And on a bigger scale, we have what is called the in breath and the out breath of Brahma, Brahma being God. And there's an out breath where it's like this, like the uh, waves of the ocean. It comes in and then it goes back out. And it comes in again and it goes back out. And it comes back in and it goes back out. That's the life cycle. And if you look at the ocean and see how that repeats itself, you can see that. And of course, you have things like the winds and other elements that deal with that. But basically, that's the ebb and flow of the life experience. And you'll see that there's no end to that that we can see. I mean, it's been there ever since we were born, and it's been that way for our parents and all that sort of stuff. So that's one good way to look at linear time. And but excuse me, that's circular time. But we live in timelines, and we create those timelines for specific purposes that we, as those who created the timeline, have an intention to do. So we create the third dimension as a timeline, and the timeline is finishing up. So we're going to be wrapping up this third dimension experience and go back into the fifth dimension, which is more like where we live, more like who we really are. And we can go as high as we want. You just have to fine tune it and raise your vibrations. You can get to any dimension you want. You are the creator of the experiences of your life. Just remember that. You are the creator of the experiences of your life. That's your job. And you'll do a great job. And God looks at you as perfection. He doesn't, if organized religion will call you a sinner. That's not true. Organized religion is there to keep you in fear so that you'll fear God. Well, that's not part of what we're about, but yet we can experience that. We don't have to buy into it after we leave here, but we have the experience of seeing what that is really like. So let's understand there's a purpose for our creations. There's a purpose for you and I and everybody else who are creators to combine together if we want to and co-create the things that we want to create and have the experiences that we want to have with that. Nobody's forcing you to do that. It's just, hey, let's go down and create this, and let's go down and let's go create Love One Society and have some fun down there while we're getting things put back together for the third dimension as it ascends into as the earth and we ascend into the fifth dimension. So that's what our job is doing now. So our timeline is finishing up in third dimension, and we're going to wrap it all up and go back to the fifth dimension. So those are the differences between timeline and no time, which is more circular in its ebb and flow of what's going on. Hope that helps.
Well, it's great, Ron. It's a great answer. We will be right back with another question.